Oh, hi. Hi there. I didn't see you. No, not you. You. What's up? This is a video on how to get your shit together, and this is something that I try to implement daily, and this is more for myself and for others, but I don't necessarily have all my shit together, but this is something that I could try to pass on to others. And I highly encourage anyone to read or listen to this audiobook. It's a 4-hour long audiobook. It's called The Neuropsychology of Self-Discipline. And it's actually taken me over a year to listen to the whole thing. Listen to 5 minutes of it, and it'll probably change your day. And to summarize this video, it summarizes into 7 keys of self-discipline. It gives you a formula, a blueprint to stick with, and how to maintain self-discipline, but also to use that as a tool to create a goal and propel yourself forward and to be successful. So number 1 is create a purpose and goal. For the longest time, I didn't know what I wanted to do until I was about 30, 28, 29, 30, and I enjoy making videos, but it's not something that necessarily I want to, get a million subscribers and make money and be famous and stuff. That's not the reasoning behind it, but I'm just giving you an example because it points you in a direction. If you don't have a goal, you need to do some soul searching. If you don't have a goal, then you don't have a place to start, and you don't have a direction. If you don't have a direction, then you're stagnant. You're not going anywhere. And something that overlaps many of these steps is emotion, and you need to be able to tap into that. And emotions can be a total burden, but if you're good about it, and you're disciplined about it, and you're smart about it, then you can tap into it, and that's the rocket fuel that will shoot you into endeavors. And number 2 is finding a role model. For example, a big passion of mine is ancient history and megalithic architecture, and there's this guy on YouTube who I really admire, Brian Forrester, who gives you this first-person perspective walking through these ancient sites that you can't, unless you watch the History Channel, you find a program, you don't really get an hour-long walkthrough of, and he's very knowledgeable of walking through these sites, and I really appreciate the work that he does. So it's okay, what does he do? He travels. I can't really travel right now because I got small children, but find a role model and study their paths and their life patterns and studying someone's life pattern will give you a sense of direction and an example to go by. And anyone who leads by an example is the man. How are you supposed to be a knowledge giver if you don't lead by example? Because you're a fraud. If you drink your old Kool-Aid, then no one's gonna listen to you, basically. But find a role model, do what they do. And number 3 is convert sense of possibilities into a sensory-rich vision. Again, what keeps you up at night? How can you, what do you worry about? What do you worry about when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and it's oh man, I didn't get this done, or I got to do this, and oh my God, I don't like how my life is. That's emotion. That's negative emotion. But ultimately, a lot of that is good, because it's the fear of failure is motivating. And a lot, either you can make one of 2 choices. Either you can crumble underneath it and go in a downward spiral, or you can, use it as a building block to go forward. And you need to be emotional with this. You need to get kind of crazy. If you want to be a black belt in any kind of martial arts, that's not the average mindset, because to be a real legitimate black belt in jiu-jitsu or kempo, you kind of have to get crazy with it. You need to be obsessive. You need to be passionate. You need to be on point and over and over and over again. And it's a good example to give, because you need to be passionate about it. If you're not passionate about anything, you're just not going to do that, especially me. So number 4 is channel emotion. And this is the driving force that will see you complete a goal all the way through until its completion. And, the fear of failure is a good emotion. I mean, it doesn't feel good at the time, but you need to be excited. You need to be passionate. You need to be interested. And just channel that and understand that, okay, I feel anxiety right now, but if I can channel that, then 9 times out of the 10, the very next day, something that you're worried about isn't that big of a deal. So just realize that and try to channel it and figure out the steps that you need to take, because that is, again, part of the driving force. That's how you get things done. Number 5 is extremely important, is planning. Identify and map out steps to take. Taking notes, and even to physically see steps. Like, let's say that you want to take a class at college, and step 1 is to just even get in the class. Step 1 is to register for college, and then you got to make sure you pay. However you get the money, either you pay or you get a student loan. You pay, you register for the class, you take the class, you show up the first day, and then each day that you go in, you're doing one little step until you complete the class. But ultimately, that's a short-term goal. What you want is to complete your degree. So to have 10 years mapped out in your life, I'm not saying that you need to have a goal that's going to take 10 years, but I mean, a lot of these people who are extremely successful in their endeavors it's a life's work. It's what they do their whole lives, and before you know it, you got 30, 40 years of experience in forward projection into a certain direction, and that's pretty awesome. I think those are the people that you need to listen to. So planning, taking notes, hacking a little bit at a time, and that's just what needs to be done. And number 6 is acquire the knowledge needed to complete steps of the goal, and mastering a skill will increase your confidence. Research. Acquire the knowledge, any means necessary. If you need to show up early and stay late, then that's whatever you need to do. Whatever you need to do, especially if you're a slow learner. I'm a little bit of a slow learner. When I was taking a few classes in college, it was not easy. It was not easy. So you got to decide. You have to decide and realize, like, I got to put in extra effort. I can't just get an A in this class because it's just not possible for me. I can, but you need to get a little crazy with it. You need to put in extra effort, 2, 3 times as much effort into completing your goal. So acquiring the knowledge is crucial. Acquiring the knowledge that you need in order to even complete a goal is critical, and mastering a skill will increase your confidence. Absolutely. If you're more confident, again, confidence is an emotion. If you're more confident, then you have more forward momentum, and that's really important. I think that one's really helping me out. And we got number 7 is persistence and perseverance. The difference between the two is persistence is staying with your vision until it is 100% completed. Perseverance is persisting despite of setbacks, which will 100% happen, and it will provide the forward motion until the vision will become a reality. And no matter what happens, you need to just tell yourself, no matter what happens, I will hack away at this a little bit each day or a little bit each week. And if somebody dies and you're really affected, then it's okay to take a little bit of a break, but get right back on track. That's more of the mindset that I have. There's people out there that don't let anything get in their way. Don't let anything get in their way. It doesn't matter what happens. They're in there early, they're in there late, they're putting in the work, and boom, before you know it, they're millionaires or entrepreneurs. So just one last thing that I want to say is you can program yourself to be self-disciplined and to practice self-discipline. Self-discipline isn't something that's given to you. It's more of like a beacon of light, and it's the way. And part of the reason why I'm doing these videos isn't to be known on YouTube, or if I die tomorrow, I want there to be something left of me. Let's be honest, we're all mortal. We're all going to die. Nobody likes to think about it, but we're all going to die. And nobody knows what they're doing here. Some people think they know what they're doing, but we will all die. Death comes to us all. And I just want there to be a life's work. That's something that I put in. If I'm lucky, I'll live a full life and put in 30 years of consistent effort. And now you have something that takes a life of its own. And that happens routinely with whoever. You have something that is created a life of its own. And if I help myself, because I do listen to a lot of my own stuff, it helps me keep on track. It's interesting to listen to myself. But if I can help one person or help a few people, that's the goal. That's the goal and it's not something that I'm saying. This is just something that I learned and I'm trying to project to all of you. So that's it. I'm going to wrap that up. Again, I encourage anybody to listen to the Neuropsychology of Self-Discipline. It's an audiobook. Find it on YouTube. Thanks for listening. Peace.